Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning feeling all right, only to find yourself moments later feeling off balance, a little shaky, or like something just isn't right? If you're over 60, I want to gently say this: that feeling is not just getting older. It could be your body's quiet way of calling for help, because strokes, especially in older adults, rarely arrive with flashing lights. They often begin with soft whispers, subtle signs that seem harmless, until the day your hand won't move, your words stumble, or your memory fades without warning. I'm not here to frighten you. I'm here because I care, and because you deserve to know the simple truth that could help protect your mind, your independence, and your future. The truth is, most strokes don't come out of nowhere. They slowly build, often from innocent morning routines we repeat without a second thought. Things that feel normal, even healthy, but may quietly strain your brain's blood flow over time. But here's the hopeful part: you don't need a complete life overhaul. Just a few gentle changes to your morning rhythm can dramatically lower your risk. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 easy to miss habits many older folks fall into, and more importantly, show you what to do instead to keep your mind clear and steady for the road ahead. If this message resonates with you, if it reminds you of a moment you've experienced, please share in the comments. You're not alone, and your voice might just help someone else feel less alone too. And if you're looking for a caring place to learn and grow, we'd love to have you at Ageless Nutrition, a warm, welcoming corner where seniors like you can stay informed, inspired, and strong together. Let's start with a quiet habit that many people never think twice about, but it could be silently putting pressure on your brain every single morning. Let me ask you honestly, when you wake up, do you swing your legs out of bed and stand up right away? If you do, you're far from alone. It feels natural. The sun is shining, a new day is here, and you're ready to get going. But here's the part no one tells you. For older adults, especially those over 60, that sudden rush to stand can quietly rob your brain of oxygen. After a full night's rest, your body is in a soft, slowed down state, like an engine cooling overnight. Blood flow moves more slowly, especially up to your brain. And when you go from lying down to standing too fast, your blood pressure can drop in a heartbeat, literally. Doctors call it orthostatic hypotension, but you might know it better as that lightheaded feeling or that wave of dizziness that hits out of nowhere. For many seniors, that moment is more than just a wobble. It's your brain gasping for oxygen. And for those with weaker blood vessels or circulation issues, that quick shift can trigger something far worse: a mini stroke, or even a major one. But here's the good news: the fix is gentle, and it only takes about 2 minutes. When you first open your eyes, don't rush into the day. Give yourself a moment. Take a few slow breaths, wiggle your fingers and toes, sit up at your own pace. Then place your feet on the floor and pause. Let your body catch up to your mind. Let your brain wake up fully. If you've ever felt dizzy, shaky, or unbalanced in the morning, please know that wasn't just aging. That was your body whispering a warning. And I'd truly love to hear from you. Have you ever had a moment like that, where standing up too quickly left you feeling off? Share your story in the comments. You never know who else might read it and realize they're not alone. Because sometimes the smallest habits, like taking a breath before standing, can be the most powerful acts of protection. It's not about moving slower, it's about moving wiser. And coming up next, we'll talk about one morning habit your brain is quietly craving, but most people skip entirely. Can I share something small but quietly powerful that many people over 60 forget to do, even though it could help protect their brain for years to come? It's simple. Just drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. I know, it might sound almost too simple to matter, but don't let that fool you, because the truth is your brain has been waiting all night for that first sip. While you sleep, hour after hour goes by. No drinking, but your body is still losing water through every breath and every drop of sweat. By the time you open your eyes, you're already slightly dehydrated. And your brain, made of nearly 75% water, feels that dryness more than any other part of you. Now, picture this. You start your day with thicker blood, sluggish circulation, and rising blood pressure, all before you've even had breakfast. That's the hidden cost of skipping your morning water. And if you're like many older adults who take medications like diuretics for blood pressure or heart health, the water loss is even greater and even more silent. That first glass of water, it does more than quench your thirst. It gently thins your blood, boosts oxygen flow to your brain, and nudges your whole system awake, like cracking open a window and letting fresh air pour in, not just into your room, but into your mind. So before you reach for that comforting cup of coffee, your tea, or even your daily pills, just pause. Reach for a full glass of room temperature water. No sugar, no effort, just the gift your brain's been quietly hoping for all night. It takes less than 60 seconds, but the impact could last for decades. Have you already made this a part of your morning ritual? Or is this a gentle habit you might start tomorrow? I'd love to hear in the comments. Sometimes it's the tiniest change, like a glass of water, that can ripple out and inspire someone else to take that first step too. Now, while we're talking about mornings, there's something on many breakfast plates that seems harmless, even healthy, but could be quietly working against your brain. Think about what you usually eat when the day begins. Maybe a bowl of cereal, a slice of toast, or some quick scrambled eggs with a little cheese. Sounds comforting, right? But here's what most people don't see coming. A lot of common breakfast foods are hiding something that can raise your stroke risk. And it's not sugar, it's salt. We're not just talking about the salt shaker. Sodium hides in everyday items, store-bought breads, flavored oatmeal packets, frozen breakfast sandwiches, sausages, and even those so-called healthy granola bars. And here's the thing, your blood pressure naturally rises in the morning. When you pair that with a salty meal, it can quietly create a perfect storm, especially if you're already managing high blood pressure. Too much salt stiffens your blood vessels and strains the tiniest capillaries in your brain. Over time, this can lead to memory problems, dizziness, confusion, or worse, a stroke. And yet, these foods don't even taste salty. That's the tricky part. But here's the encouraging truth. You don't have to give up breakfast or eat bland food. Just a few small swaps can make a huge difference. Try plain oats with berries or a few unsalted nuts instead of the flavored packet. Replace the cheesy eggs or sausage with a boiled egg and sliced avocado. A slice of whole grain toast with no added salt? Perfect. These gentle changes can cut out hundreds of milligrams of sodium before noon. Experts recommend keeping breakfast sodium below 300 to 400 milligrams, but many packaged foods blow past that in just one serving. So next time you're standing in your kitchen or checking a label at the store, just pause for a beat. That one moment of awareness could save your brain a world of strain. Have you ever taken a closer look at the salt in your morning meals? Or found a healthier swap that still feels satisfying? If so, share it in the comments. You never know who else might be reading and looking for a simple place to start. Let's talk about a drink that so many of us turn to without even thinking, especially in the early hours. It's warm, comforting, and feels like the only way to really wake up. You guessed it, coffee. Now, I'm not here to take your coffee away, but if you're over 60, there's something you deserve to know, because it could quietly protect your brain in the long run. Be honest, is coffee the very first thing you reach for in the morning? If so, you're not alone. For millions of people, that first sip feels like turning the lights on inside. But here's the truth. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach, especially first thing in the morning, can do more harm than most folks realize. When there's no food in your system, caffeine hits harder. It revs up your adrenaline, tightens your blood vessels, and sends your heart rate climbing. The result? A sudden spike in blood pressure. And for older adults, especially those with less flexible arteries, that spike can quietly strain your brain's most delicate blood vessels. Over time, this kind of pressure can raise the risk of memory problems, irregular heart rhythms, or even mini strokes. But here's the good news. You don't need to give up coffee. Not at all. You just need to change when and how you drink it. Try this simple shift. Start your morning with a full glass of water. Give your body the hydration it's been craving all night. Then eat a small, brain-friendly breakfast. Something light like a boiled egg, a handful of fruit, or a slice of whole grain toast. After that, go ahead and enjoy your cup of coffee. Just one, not three back to back. And if you use creamers or sugar, take a closer look. Those sneaky extras can bring inflammation your body doesn't need. Coffee itself isn't the problem, but as we get older, we have to be wiser than our younger habits. What worked at 40 might not serve your heart or brain at 65. And if you're relying on cup after cup just to feel normal, it might be your body's way of telling you it's tired, not just sleepy, but truly needing rest, hydration, or balance. What's your relationship with coffee these days? Have you found a gentle routine that works for you without overdoing it? I'd love to hear. Your story could help someone else find a better rhythm too. Someone out there may be feeling the same way you do, but too unsure to speak up. So let's talk about something that often gets dismissed, yet could be your brain's very first cry for help. Have you ever woken up and just felt off? Maybe a little dizzy when you stood up. Maybe your balance felt a bit wobbly, or your arm felt oddly weak, or your words didn't come out as clearly as usual for a minute or two. It's easy to brush it off. I probably slept wrong. Maybe I didn't rest well. But please, don't ignore those moments, because sometimes those quiet, fleeting symptoms are your brain waving a red flag. Especially if you're over 60, feelings like morning dizziness, slight numbness, or brief weakness may not be just random. They could signal something deeper, like reduced blood flow to the brain, a sudden blood pressure swing, or even a mini stroke. What doctors call a TIA, a transient ischemic attack. These events can be over in minutes, but they matter. In fact, they're one of the clearest early signs that a bigger stroke could be on the way. That's why, if you notice symptoms like these even once, don't wait for them to disappear. Write them down. Tell your doctor. There are easy tools and apps that help older adults track symptoms and spot patterns before it's too late. Because when it comes to stroke, every second matters. And your body, your wise, intuitive body, is trying to protect you. But only if you're willing to listen. Have you ever had a morning like that, where something just felt off, even for a few minutes? If so, I invite you to share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else recognize their own warning sign and take action in time. Now let's talk about something that happens in almost every senior household, but rarely gets the attention it deserves: the way we take our morning medications. Because believe it or not, how you take your pills, not just what you take, could quietly make the difference between protecting your brain or putting it at risk. So let me ask you gently, how confident are you in your morning routine? Do you take your pills at the same time each day, with water? Or are there mornings when you forget, take them late, or wonder, did I already take this? If so, you're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. This is one of the most common and often overlooked risks to brain health for older adults. Most of us take medication for things like blood pressure, cholesterol, or blood thinning. These aren't just routine pills, they're your brain's daily armor against stroke. But the smallest misstep, a skipped dose, a double dose, or even taking your pills with coffee instead of water, can quietly work against you. Miss a dose, and your blood pressure might rise without warning. Take too much, and it could drop dangerously low, or increase your bleeding risk. Even little habits, like swallowing pills without food when food is required, can affect how your body absorbs them, leaving you less protected than you think. But here's the good news. This is fixable, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Try using a simple pill organizer, morning, noon, and night. Set a reminder on your phone or voice assistant. Or place your pills beside something you never forget, like your toothbrush or morning coffee. Just don't ever change your dose on your own, even if you're feeling okay. Those medications are quietly doing work your body can't do on its own. Give them the best shot to help you, every single day. Have you found a little system that works well for you? Maybe a small trick that helps you stay consistent? If so, share it in the comments. That one tip from your experience might be exactly what someone else has been searching for. Now let's talk about one last morning habit. One that's so common, most people never question it. And yet, your body may already be asking you, kindly but clearly, to stop. Let me ask you something a little personal. When you wake up, do you sometimes just lie there for a bit, even when you feel the urge to go to the bathroom? Maybe you scroll through your phone, check the weather, read the news, or wait until after your coffee. It feels harmless, right? But here's what most people over 60 don't realize. Holding in your urine first thing in the morning may quietly be putting pressure on your heart and your brain. You see, as your bladder fills overnight, it stretches, and that stretch triggers stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones raise your blood pressure and tighten your blood vessels, just when your system is waking up. And if you already have high blood pressure or heart issues, that early morning combination can quietly increase your risk of stroke. But it doesn't stop there. That full bladder also presses against your heart. In some older adults, especially those with irregular heart rhythms or valve concerns, that extra pressure can trigger arrhythmias, abnormal beats that can lead to clots and eventually a stroke. The good news? It's one of the easiest habits to fix. Just listen to your body. When you wake up, even if the urge is mild, make your first act of the day a quiet walk to the bathroom. Before the phone, before the headlines, before the coffee. It takes less than a minute, and it could help protect your heart and mind for years to come. Have you ever found yourself holding it in out of habit? Or was there a moment that made you realize it's better to just go right away? I'd love to hear your story in the comments, because sometimes the things we've always done, the things we never think twice about, are exactly where a small change can make a big difference. And your experience might be just what someone else needs to hear. Now that we've gently uncovered all 7 of these small but powerful morning habits, let's take a moment to pause and connect the dots. What if the little things you do each morning, without even thinking, were quietly shaping your brain health, your balance, and your independence? Because now you know, strokes don't always arrive with a crash. Most of the time, they build slowly through everyday choices we barely notice. Skipping water, jumping out of bed too fast, ignoring those quiet moments of dizziness, even delaying that first trip to the bathroom. These may seem minor on their own, but over time, they quietly add up. They place pressure where your body is most vulnerable: your heart, your brain, your circulation. But here's the hopeful truth: you don't have to overhaul your life. You just need to start small. Pick 1 or 2 habits that spoke to you today. Practice them with intention this week. Listen to your body. Trust its wisdom. Because even the gentlest shift in routine can help protect your memory, your balance, and your sense of control for years to come. If something in this video felt like it was made for you, please take a moment to click like and share it with someone you care about. Maybe a friend, a sibling, or even your spouse, someone who could benefit from hearing this too. Leave a comment below and let me know, which habit surprised you the most? Or which one do you feel ready to try? And if you haven't yet, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to Ageless Nutrition. It's a quiet little corner where we share simple, honest tips for protecting your brain, your body, and your peace of mind. One morning at a time. Because your mornings matter, and so do you.